Good to see you guys. Well, actually, not seeing you. Thanks for tuning in. We're here today to talk about Steve's world, the world of real estate. So let's dive right in. And Steve, let's talk a little bit about some of the questions that are asked probably to you every day.
Yeah.
First one is.
I got the top one.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so this is the top one that I'm getting right now. Like anybody that owns a house right now knows their house is worth an amazing amount. They're pumped.
Yeah.
Like they're so excited. Like they're all rich on paper, right?
Just pouring in the money.
But where do I go?
Absolutely. That is it. Like, well, if I sell, what do I do? I'm going to sell high, but then everything else is high. Like, yeah. It's like, so where do I go? Well, get an RV.
So here's what we're seeing. We're seeing a pretty big migration from San Jose specifically, but the Bay Area up to our little old town, right? They sell the 1,800 square foot home in San Jose.
For like $1.5 million.
Easy, like often, right? And they've got multiple offers, all that stuff. They come here and they got cash, which for a long time up until July was just raking up the prices.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yep, they're driving them up. We're seeing 20. We had one agent in our office write an offer $100,000 over asking on a $600,000 property and lost. Right, it was crazy.
That's insane. Yep. That's nuts.
And then the market July-ish, beginning of July, is like a water faucet shut off.
Yeah,
buyers weren't looking at houses. No more crazy offers. Right, and normally we would look and say, okay, so that means interest rates are up. So they are up, right?
I mean, what do we say? What do we classify as up? I mean,
that's where I was going.
That's the thing is like, I get, it's so frustrating on the lender side when you hear, when your buyers are like, man, rates went up. Like, dude, they're 3%. In the 3%. Like, what are you talking about? Rates went like, stop.
So, but for some reason, it doesn't matter what the facts are. It matters what the fears are.
It matters what the fears are.
So people are afraid interest rates are going up. I lost my chance. No, you didn't, man.
And it's like these people don't realize that just a couple years ago, we were in the mid to high 4s.
Which was awesome.
Incredible. Like, are you serious?
like record-breaking 4s.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep. You spoiled people. 3%. Give me a break.
I know.
Yep.
And so that's good. It's like there's – so what? Keep talking.
Well, I was just going to say that the other thing that would affect – the buyers not buying right now would be a big ticket inventory, right? So the inventory would shoot up, but it went up, but we're talking about like 1 month's inventory where 6 months.
6 months is a healthy market.
Yeah.
We're not even in a halfway healthy market. Like, and correct me if I'm wrong, Steve, but we in our area have not been in a healthy market as far as an inventory perspective for several years.
Many years, yeah. And looking at real estate, you probably have the same cycle we do. It's typically going back in history, 10-year cycles.
10-year cycles.
Yeah. We're at what, 19?
Yeah, exactly.
Right?
It's been a long time.
It's been a long time.
Since what? 09? Is it? Would you say? So 11, 12 years.
Great time to buy.
Great time to buy. Great time to buy.
I wish I had today's money back
then. Oh my God.
Yep.
Could have bought 10 houses for what one costs today.
Because everybody did that with no money in 2006.
That's right? Exactly. So I will say that I don't anticipate, just from the way that all of the at least on the mortgage industry, we're very heavily regulated. So after the crash, the CFPB was created, and the Dodd-Frank came out, and so we're very heavily regulated. So I don't foresee, I know a lot of people, and tell me if you think this happens, but a lot of people I talk to are like, the market's just going to crash again. It's going to. I don't think that's going to happen, guys. Unless jobs go completely scarce, I don't see that happening, right? Because we're actually qualifying people. There is no stated income, stated asset programs anymore. There's skin in the game. As much as we talk about down payment assistance programs on the mortgage side of things, most people are coming in with money, right? So
everybody's rich right now. Yeah. Like that's the main difference to me is last time nobody thought that crash was going to happen.
Exactly.
Probably either, right? But the difference is they owned a $200,000 house, but they owed 250.
Exactly.
Right?
That was a huge difference is the equity position people are in now. So if somebody did struggle to lose their job, they could get out of the house and not have to worry about losing it and foreclosing. They could, even if it was breaking even, they could do it.
Yeah, most people right now, they bought a house even a year and a half ago.
They're
and
still
lost
making
the house.
money.
They're typically even going to have enough cash left over after they sell it to replace their year's wages.
Absolutely.
I mean, this is just a massive amount of equity that people have.
And as long as inventory stays the way it is, it's going to be like this, right?
Yeah, nobody's building.
Yeah, there's not here. You know, I mean, obviously our market is different than most markets, but, you know, we have a couple little pockets where they're building, but it's not to a scale of, you know, a Rockland or even Lincoln. Lincoln is blowing up. You know, there's so many new homes out there, thousands. And so that is something in our area that we always struggle with on an inventory because most of it's resale.
Yeah, I know. And the resale that you can do right now, like if you're going to sell your house, you're going to make so much money. But it is a real question. What are you going to do? Where are you going to go? There's no rentals right now.
Yeah, exactly.
Right? You're going to pay what would seem to be too much.
I think that's what people are having a hard time with. If you talk, I mean, most people, they're like, hey, my rent is $2,200 a month. I should be paying a mortgage. You know, this is crazy.
And last year you could have went to Texas because it was like half the price.
You can't do that
Idaho.
anymore. Everybody did that and ruined it for everyone else.
So now we got like 6 Californias across the U.S.
Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
You ain't lying there. I mean, every day it's another person like, oh, yeah. Matter of fact, someone earlier today, one of my loan officers, he was telling me one of his agents who it literally just came to him. They've been working together, building a relationship, and she just like, oh, yeah, we're up and moving to Wyoming. Mm-hmm. Like, what? you just started real estate like really like very recent, six months ago, and it's like everybody's is like, I'm out. So
we just took pictures for somebody moving to Wyoming just yesterday.
Really?
So that must be one of the untapped California areas.
Yeah. So people are now looking at other pockets like, okay, well, Idaho's out. That was the first one out. Texas, that's gone. Yep. Now it's like, where can I kind of go create my life and still be in America, you know, because we know we're not really in America.
There's America-ish in Puerto Rico, and we've been watching that real close because we want to go there. But we were looking at places in Puerto Rico that were 6 million that are now worth 10 and 12 million. Like, it's happening.
You don't see that happen with people. It's like whenever there's a desire, it's like it's not even like a gradual climb. It's like you're looking at something and like 3 months later, it's like, wait, that same house like doubled. What?
I know, it's crazy.
So I know California real estate's always a little different than everywhere else. I mean, our markets are, you know, we're always higher. About home values are always higher here. So, you know, the appreciation that people get out of their homes here is just significantly higher than most other places in the country. So what are you hearing from some of your, the people you admire and look up to in the industry that have been doing it a long time? What are you hearing? And then what are you seeing in your own eyes and your own perspective as far as you talked a little bit about where we were a couple months back. Where do you feel like we will be by the end of this year as far as the market, the strength of the market? I mean, you can't predict inventory. I don't care what anyone says. Like, people are going to sell when they're ready to sell. Like,
they are. Yep.
So what do you forecast the next 4 months to look like as far as you know, resale goes and just the market in general?
Data doesn't support this entirely yet, but what I will tell you is that our friends that are high producers and us, we're taking so many more listing calls.
Okay.
People are now like, you know, this might be it. This
might be the time, or I'm gonna, if I don't get out now, I'm gonna miss the boat, right?
Yep. So I expect an increase in inventory. And the problem's real. We do talk to people and they really don't know what they're going to do next. We've got, you know, sellers that are living with family. We got multiple living in a fifth wheel, hitting the road for travel. Like, people have a lot of money right now and they're able to kind of do some of those things that they didn't think they were able to.
You know, and I it's funny you mentioned that because I hear that a lot, that, you know, hey, we're buying a travel trailer and we're just going to go cruise the country. I'm like, dude, you don't, you know, you make $80,000.
You don't have anything in the bank.
Like, I don't even know how you're doing that. And it's like, you know, what's helped that obviously is with everyone being able to work remote now. Like it's a new thing. Nobody actually goes to work anymore. It's crazy, right?
Yep.
It's so crazy in the mortgage side of things. Before we would have to document, like, hey, you're moving from Utah to California. I need a letter from your employer showing that you are having an actual job transfer, because how are you going to move here, right? Now it's like they don't even question it. It's like, oh, everybody works remotely. Like they just assume no matter what industry you're in, you get to work remote. And that's like a thing. So people are like, I'll just work out of my RV and I'll just go drive around the country. It's crazy. It's nuts.
The world changed.
It changed.
And I don't think
so
everybody
quick.
knows it yet. But I thought people lived in the Bay Area because they loved it there. And I'm like, that place, I want nothing to do with that.
Couldn't pay me.
No, but as soon as we went COVID and we went remote, man, they started pouring out of there. I don't think
that's
they
what's
liked
happened.
it
They
either.
didn't like it either, dude.
Yeah,
I was thinking
no.
that too. They're like, or also, it's like, it's not like they sold their $2 million property and then bought another $3 million property in the Bay Area. They're like, I'm out.
Yeah.
Like I'm driving 150 miles away from here and I'm gonna, so it's, the world changed, man. It changed quick.
Thank goodness. It's so
I think I don't know going forward what it looks like. Like you said, a lot of people have a lot of money right now because of just, honestly, I don't really even know where they're getting their money, to be honest. I always ask them, like, I don't know where. Selling their houses, their houses they bought, and what I'm not seeing as much of, and maybe you're seeing more of this, but on my end, I'm not seeing as many people buy up. I'm seeing people walk away with the cash.
Get confidence in the market.
Yeah.
Like how high can it get, right?
Yeah.
We're having those same conversations.
I think they're walking away with the cash and they're stacking it in the bank and just kind of waiting to see what happens, So
Smart, I think.
Yeah, but we still need to do loans and sell houses, so we got to.
I'm not lacking for work.
I'm
and
not
I know
either.
You're not either,
No.
man. It's crazy right now.
Yeah.
I'm trying to keep the vacations down a little bit, but
I'm glad you have time for vacation.
we don't. We just keep taking them, man. My goodness. But the people buying up all the RVs and all that kind of stuff, like I'm like sitting back waiting for those to hit the market. I'm like, man, I think I'm gonna get some good deals on a fifth wheel.
That's
pretty
so
soon.
funny you say that, because that's exactly. I'm like, I'm gonna wait till next year. I've been wanting a trailer, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna wait till next year when because if you think about it, before 2020, I hate saying before COVID because I just hate that thing.
Okay, let's make it a rule.
Yeah, no,
You don't say
it's before 2020.
Okay.
So before 2020, it was like, these travel trailers were like, let's say a 30 footer was like 20 grand. Now it's like $35,000.
Yep.
Like $40,000. It's crazy. Well, guess what? It's going to get back to 20,000. And that's when I'm going to nab it up. A lot of people bought a lot of stuff last year in 2020 because there was nothing to do. Right, everything was buy toys, buy travel trailers, buy all this stuff, and then we're gonna use it one or two times, and then be done with it. And then when we realize that we're never gonna use it again, then that's when you and I get to go.
That's when we're gonna go buy them. But absolutely. I'm glad they did. People needed to get the kids, the families out of the house,
dude.
Man.
Absolutely, you go stir crazy.
I would, yeah,
absolutely. Yeah.
But we didn't have that option. Like I'm sure it was the same for you. Our business exploded after 2020.
So that's. I'm glad you brought that up, because 2020, for everybody that I know, all my colleagues in the mortgage industry, people I've known for many, many years, 2020 was their biggest income year ever. So it's crazy, and I don't say that because I know a lot of people struggled in 2020.
Yeah, yep.
It was by far my biggest income year ever, and it was like, wow, people were out of work, and yet I was busier than I've ever been.
That's the part that was
mind-boggling to me. I'm like, so many people are out of work, and yet
everyone's buying a house,
buying and refi. It was a big refinance boom, so we'll say that. But when rates dipped, everyone was like tackling all the refis. But
are people doing are they doing home equity lines? Is that where all the?
I mean, we don't do any home equity lines. I mean, any refinance that we do right now, what we're seeing with the rates increasing. Yeah. So the people that here's what I am seeing from my side of things. Yep. So the people that are not selling their house, they're remodeling. And how are they doing that? They're doing a cash out refinance. So all that equity that we're talking about that they're sitting on, all that money, they're accessing it through a refinance, taking out the equity, and then just completely they're just remodeling their entire house and making it what they want. So it's like man, I want to upgrade and buy something new and nicer, but it's going to cost this much money, and I don't think I could do that. So instead, I'm going to take 60 grand out of the 200 grand in equity I have, and I'm going to just completely remodel and revamp my house. And
that's you, if you're actually out there doing the kitchen remodel with your refi and stuff, and you got a contractor to show up to your house, not just bid it, but do the work, please call me.
Yeah.
I need a contractor.
Everybody needs a contractor.
My goodness.
You know how hard it is to get contractors these days?
I keep getting ones that'll come out and do the bid and then not come do the work.
Yeah, I think you got to put them on payroll.
Yeah, you guys are going to mess around and get me with a hammer in my hand. I'm going to start doing construction in this town. It's going to be one ugly looking town.
So if Steve ever invites you over to a barbecue at his house, just stay outside. Stay outside. It's safer.
Yeah, you're better off with all them mosquitoes out there.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. So that's good. That's good news. That's good information. And so let's talk a little bit about what are some things that in your industry, in your line, I say your industry, we're in the same industry essentially.
No,
right?
but
on the sales side,
sure,
right? What are some things that you're hearing from people that you respect and that coach you as far as ways to not only grow your business, but ways to add value to your customers?
Yeah, sure. So content is cash now, right? So all of our mentors and stuff are saying, as an agent, you should be helping people by actually delivering value to them first, right? So that you go to. Is that what you wanted me to talk about?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So they're all pushing content. Like, how can we take a home seller who's in those early stages before they're on Zillow, thinking about, those questions like, where do I go if I sell? How do I sell my house and stuff like that? Delivering them actual value. Now, are they going to take that value and go pick another agent? That's your expectation. That's a scarcity mindset. But if you continuously deliver value to the market will reciprocate and they will learn to trust and like you and know you as the expert. So stop holding back information from the consumer. Start delivering it at a high level consistently, and the clients will come.
And would I be accurate in saying that you've actually seen that firsthand?
Yeah,
you do that and you receive what you're saying.
100%. In fact, one of the highest producers I know in San Diego area, Daniel Beer, just a killer producer. He challenged us to do 90 days of video. Just simply put out video tips every day, one a day, live, right? Live, so scary. It's so terrifying. People will judge me.
Yeah.
But
people will judge you no matter what in this life.
Yeah,
you got to let them judge.
Judge me. You can't judge me as hard as I judge myself. So bring
exactly.
it. Yep.
That's
but
them. That's
doing those videos gave people a chance to get to know me.
Yeah.
So here's the thing: 50% of the people that see my face were like, "This guy's a bumbling idiot. I would never use him."
Yep.
Guess what? That's not my people.
That's right.
The other ones, that said, "Hey, I can connect with this guy, for whatever reason. He's funny looking, he talks, whatever it is." We're like-minded people. Those people come up to me all the time and say, "Oh my gosh, I haven't missed one of your videos." I'm like, "What? You didn't even put a like on there. You didn't put a comment or nothing. You're watching in the dark."
Guilty. Yeah. So that's me, dude. Like, I literally watch every single one of your things, but I for whatever reason, I'm not even a social media person. I just am not. I don't comment. I don't like it. But but when I'm watching, I'm like, yeah, that's me.
And it doesn't matter if they like it or watch it.
Yeah.
The point is more people will see it and get to know who you are as a person. And if you're delivering real value without the expectation of getting something in return, then they can trust you as a person that's actually there to help. So prove to people that you want to help them by actually helping them.
Yeah.
Go figure.
Absolutely. Go figure. It works. It works. It definitely works.
And it helps the market.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you want your client, when they're in the signing room, to be the most educated person at that table. Right. So if they're not, then they're in a bad position. So make sure that you're educating them ahead of time. Then when they're working with you, continue that education until they know more about real estate than the person that's signing on the other side.
And that's a great point, because one way that I measure how well I did my job with a buyer through the end of the process is when they're at the signing table, they don't call me. Why? Because they know everything that they're signing. They've been educated throughout the process. They know all the numbers, and they don't have questions.
They've all been answered.
They've all been answered. I've educated them. I've taken the time to, nurture that relationship, and they trust me. That's the number one thing. They trust. So they see the numbers. They're what I told them they're going to be, and they have been. All of the discussions have taken place throughout the process, and guess what? They trust the professional.
You've educated them. And here's what I see with brand new agents that don't have the confidence. And the confidence comes from doing the activities. So
we were just talking about that earlier.
Yeah. So
you got to do the activities.
That's right. If the seller doesn't know that you're the expert because you haven't been educating them on the process, the seller has to be the expert because they have everything riding on it. So those new agents run into problems where the seller is now trying to drive the transaction most of the time not in their best interest. Because they need somebody to be the authority, somebody to be the expert to get them from, start to close. So don't be afraid to articulate your value. Tell them what you know. The chances are you're going to, even if you're new, just in getting educated and studying and learning, you're going to know more than your average consumer. Not all of them, but make sure that you're articulating your value. You'll have a much smoother transaction.
100%. I agree.
Cool.
So you said something, and I wanted to, you brought this up, and I know this is something that agents all over probably deal with from sellers, right?
Yep.
And they call it like, well, Zillow says my house is worth this.
Right.
So, hey, Steve, Zillow says my house is worth $850,000. What do you say to your client? I
would remind that the Zillow CEO sold his house for like $3 million over his own estimate or something like that. I wish I had the numbers in front of me right now. But so Zillow works great in Plumas Lake. Honestly, it does, right?
Yeah,
because it's got very similar comps with the same exact floor plan. And at the end of the day, it's an algorithm. You go up to Browns Valley where your neighbor has a manufactured home with no cross fencing, and then you've got a custom home, a pond, 2 wells, and all those different things. It just can't discern the specifics.
Correct. It doesn't have all of the specific details of the house in and of itself. Like you said, it's good for subdivisions.
Here is the most interesting fact. If the home's estimate is $500,000 and I go list that house on Zillow for $700,000, what do you think the estimate is?
You tell me.
Within seconds, it'll be 702, 703.
Really?
Yes.
That's awesome.
It's really fun.
That's good information.
Yeah. The consumer doesn't know. So with Zillow, which I think is an amazing tool for the consumer, at the end of the day, it is not designed for the consumer to have free information about real estate. No business has been as successful as Zillow without making money. So they are charging for the information to be put on Zillow from the realtors, and then they're selling your calls and your texts and your questions back to the realtors. So they're making money on both sides.
Absolute genius.
It is smart, but what they earned it because they built a platform that's user friendly and very convenient, and it's an amazing tool, and it blows our MLS away. Now our MLSs, had they been one unified MLS, would have the power to wipe out Zillow overnight, but everybody wants their own little MLSs with their own little monies making profit because at the end of the day, somebody's making money off of those. Yeah. Right? I'm probably going to get a lot of hate on that right there.
Listen,
that's all right.
Listen, when you speak truth, you're going to have haters. That's just how it is. And we're here to deliver value and good content to whoever wants to listen. And, at the end of the day, the people that want to listen and they engage, and that's what we're here for. So,
amen.
The rest, I had to learn, I think it's a reason I stay away from social media. There's a prime example. We're kind of go off tangents and nothing to do with real estate.
Let's do it. I like tangents.
But just because you talked about, haters, it's like, there's so many people out there that are so miserable in their lives. They're looking for reasons to tear someone else down instead of build people up, right? So I posted some stuff for sale a week ago. I don't ever
go on. Not on 530, did you?
Whatever marketplace, whatever.
Oh, that's a brutal site.
Yeah. So I didn't take time out to I was selling some couches and some other stuff, and I really don't care, guys. I don't need the money. It's just taking up space, and I'm like,
who needs it?
Here's a couch. Do you want it? And it was tucked. It was tucked in a garage underneath some things, and it's in perfect condition, right? Like it's just, anyhow, I didn't pull it out and make the pictures all nice and neat and show. I took a side picture of the couch, said, listen, here's a couch. It's from World Market. Like, it's a down couch. It's in perfect condition.
Keyboard Warriors.
Here's the price. Oh my God.
Accepted.
Keyboard Warrior.
There we go.
So I get a comment on there, and it was, if you took the couch out and you really took better pictures, you could probably listen. Are you that bored? Like, what are you interested in the couch or not? Are you even looking for a couch? No, you're looking for a post to beat up, and it's like, I don't care. Keep scrolling. Like,
just
why
move on? Like,
what is going on in your life that you really, in that 2 minutes it took you to bash my post because I didn't take a picture that in angles that you wanted it taken? What could you have spent those 2 minutes doing that actually was positive in your life, or that was fruitful in your life? Because what you did was not fruitful at all. So
people don't realize that people like us have to look at what's our highest income producing activity.
Yeah.
And it is not dragging a couch out, having it staged with a model on it, drinking a Coors Light with the fan blowing her hair. Yeah. It's in the garage. You want the couch or you don't want the couch.
Or you don't like. And I think that's the like, I don't care, guys. If you buy the couch, I'll put the couch on the damn sidewalk, and you could just come pick the thing up. Like, I don't care. I don't need the money. I'm not hurting for money. I'm not selling stuff because I am like desperate for money. Like, this is taking up room in my garage. It's a good couch. Do you want it or not? Like, this is the corner of it. Guess what? Here's the side of the couch. The rest of it looks the same way. Like, use your imagination. I even said, like, hey, it's from World Market. Go on World Market and like look up down couch. You could see the whole thing. Like, I'm not a photographer. I'm not trying to take a bunch of pictures. Like, you want to come see it? Here's my address. Come to the house and see it. Like, sorry, that was on tangent. I only brought that up.
This is what I love about social media and the algorithm and the haters.
Yeah, I brought that up because you said haters.
Yeah, like, but this is fun. Yeah. So this is probably gonna ruin all my fun. But when haters are on my post and I'm like, oh yeah, here's some engagement. This is gonna help other people see my posts. And then I play a game with them. I'm like, okay, well, out of love, I'm gonna see if I can get them to be nice. And a lot of times you can actually get them to give in, apologize, and
so I will say this, I watch you and you're very good at that because I'm not, so I stay off it completely. Because I'm gonna invite them to come over to wherever I'm at
to get punched in the face.
Like, I don't have the patience for grown adults that are like living in high school still. I'm like, dude.
You said it earlier, though. When they're putting something negative out there, and you know this, that they're reflecting.
It's their own insecurities. Yep. And that's why I don't engage with them, because I'm like,
that's why I engage with them.
Yeah,
it increases my post. Opposite. Yep, and then I'm going to show them a little more love than they received that day, because something's hurting them.
Yeah, that's it. So I need what Steve is doing right now is he's pastoring to me and need a heart check.
You are healed.
Thank you, sir. So anyhow, back to any and all things real estate.
Haters is a good metric, though.
I think, I
had no haters in the beginning. Then I found success, and then I had all the haters, and now some of the haters are fans.
That's awesome.
Right.
So hopefully you guys got a lot of great information and a little humor. Thank you. We appreciate it.
Thank you, brother.
We appreciate you guys tuning in. We look forward to continuing to bring you content, making you laugh. We make each other laugh. At the end of the day, that's what I'm loving it. We laugh at each other. So we're here to have a good time, and we appreciate any feedback. Like, we want to hear from you guys.
Even
good,
the haters.
bad, even the haters. Steve will handle them. So anyhow, thank you guys so much. We appreciate it. Chris Burns, Academy Mortgage.
Steve McCarthy, final thoughts of the day. If you need a couch, my boy's got one.